anyone have
Well, I think that time is correct, so we'll go ahead. All right. Are we ready? Okay. I call to order and welcome you to the Middletown, Ohio City Council meeting for Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Please join me for a moment of meditation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. You will hear 3 taps of the gavel when it is time to stand. Please join me in a moment of meditation now. Thank you. Clerk of Council, Mrs. Amy Skank, please call the attendance roll.
Mrs. Carter. Present. Mr. West.
Here.
Mr. Mulligan.
Here.
Mayor Slamka.
Here.
Mr. Lawley.
Present.
Thank you. Before we continue with the agenda, due to a timing issue for one of our presenters this evening, I will take a motion to move the Envision Strategic Plan discussion from City Manager reports to our second presentation of this evening to immediately follow the Premier Health Cardiac Save Award presentation. Do we have a motion to move the Envision Strategic Plan discussion to our second presentation?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed to vote. Mrs. Skank, please call the roll.
Mr. West.
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan.
Yes.
Mayor Slamka.
Yes.
Mr. Lawley.
Yes.
Mrs. Carter.
Yes, as have it, the motion passes. First on the agenda this evening, we have a presentation. I would like to welcome Fire Chief Brian Wright to the podium.
Good evening, Mayor, members of City Council. Thank you for the opportunity to stand before you this evening to recognize an extraordinary act of service. Tonight, along with our EMS coordinator, Karen Ward from Premier Health, Atrium Medical Center, she's here tonight to present Field Cardiac Save Award to members of your Middletown Fire Department, whose training, dedication, and expert response transformed a life-threatening emergency into a life restored. We are also honored to have the patient with us here this evening, an inspiring reminder of the profound and personal impact of their work. This successful outcome began even before our first responders arrived on scene. Under the guidance of our dispatcher, Amy Scott, from our ACOM, the patient's wife acted without hesitation, initiating CPR immediately under dispatcher Scott's instructions. Her swift actions and composure in this critical moment were instrumental in saving her husband's life. The clear instructions provided her enough courage to follow them and made all the difference. The firefighters behind me tonight, they did not respond seeking recognition. Like so many in the profession, they answered the call because it is their duty. Through their skill, preparation, and seamless teamwork, they exemplified the very best of public service. This evening, we proudly recognize them not only for their professionalism, but for the life that they helped save. I'd like to invite down Dispatcher Amy Scott, Firefighter Paramedic Jacob Smith, Firefighter Paramedic Quinlan Smith, Firefighter Paramedic Bryce Narker, Firefighter EMT Evan Smith, and Firefighter EMT Zach Fisher. Hand it over to Karen.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and City Council. It's my pleasure to give this award. Again, my name's Karen Ward. I'm the EMS coordinator at Atrium. Here with me today from the ED is Wendy Mitchell. She's our director, and then our ED manager, Susan Gable, as well. Okay? So let me read so I don't forget anything. So it's our pleasure to give this because it doesn't happen very often. And we'd like to present this award in recognition of what they did. And I'm very happy that Mr. Tankersley came so he can meet and just give handshakes and hugs if he needs to with the crew. So, some statistics. Did you know that there's over 356,000 cardiac arrests every year? A lot of them, most of them are at home or the workplace. Half of those are witnessed by a bystander, but only 10% of those that survive to go and be discharged from the hospital. So it's a very low percentage. So we want to start off with the story. So today we recognize these crews and the dispatcher. They responded to 1021 Hughes Street in Middletown on November 6th around 11:20 p.m. Patrick Tankersley was at home and having some chest pain about 30 minutes prior and then collapsed. His wife started CPR on him immediately. The fire department arrived in 4 minutes of dispatch, and once they started the process of advanced life support care, dispatch Amy Scott helped start CPR over the phone and instructed the wife how to do it properly until EMS arrived. Mr. Tankersley was found unconscious with no breathing or pulse present. He was found lying on the floor with his wife doing CPR. This was a crucial intervention to Mr. Tankersley's outcome with bystander CPR happening. Throughout Mr. Tankersley's care by EMS, he was defibrillated 4 times. He had advanced life support medication provided, and the fire department crew reached return of spontaneous circulation during the transport. He started breathing on his own, and the fire department obtained a 12 lead, and this showed that he had a possible heart attack. So they called Atrium prior to arrival and notified them so Atrium could have the heart cath lab ready. He also needed sedation because he was breathing so well and kind of fighting that they had to sedate him a little bit more. Mr. Tankersley arrived at Atrium at midnight, and then at 1:03 a.m., he was getting his blockage worked on. Amazing teamwork by all. While in the cath lab, they found his mid-left circumflex artery 100% occluded. This is a crucial vessel for oxygenating the left ventricle. Mr. Tankersley was discharged from the hospital the next day. What an amazing job the wife, the dispatcher, fire department, and the team at Atrium did for this amazing outcome. So we'll do the certificates. Mr. Tankersley is going to come up and shake their hands and give them the challenge coins. And then if he's up to it, he would like to say something. Here's this. So Miss Ashley does not get one. Here's your certificate. Brittany, we got you one for Community Hero. All right, so engine 81, right, was on the scene, and we had Jacob Smith on the engine, Bryce Merker, right in front of me, Zachary, and then on the medic itself was Quinlan Smith, and Evan Smith, lots of Smiths on the team. Mr. Tankersley or the wife, would you like to speak about it at all?
Just thank you for saving my life.
Anything else, Chief? And that's it. Thank you for allowing us to do the presentation.
Good evening.
Let me just go ahead again. Okay, so next we'd like to invite Envision for the strategic planning discussion. We have Emil Liznaski.
You got it.
Oh my gosh, and then Tom Mueller. Thank you for your graciousness. Please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Emil Lizniansky, principal and co-founder with Envision, and my colleague Tom Moeller.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tom Muller. I'm the Director of Public Finance for Envision.
Appreciate this opportunity to work with you here over the upcoming year, and we just wanted to give a brief overview of our project approach, a little bit about our background, and a sneak peek at our retreat that we'll be facilitating later this week. So just a little bit about myself. I've been doing this now over 20 years. I am a certified planner, engineer, and also an attorney, so don't hold that last piece against me. But it does help us when we think about the regulations and the programs that we develop. Worked all across the state, but quite a bit of experience here in Southwest Ohio, various Hamilton County suburban communities, as well as the Butler County Finance Authority strategic plan just a couple years back. So we've done a lot of work in this area and really looking forward to getting started with this project.
And again, my name is Tom Muller. I'm the Director of Public Finance for the Envision Group. I am a former retired city manager. I was city manager in Mason, Ohio for almost 10 years, and then city manager in Madeira, Ohio for nearly 34 years. So I've been retired now for a little over 3 years. I retired at the end of 2022 and then joined the Envision team. Taught public budgeting and finance at Xavier University as well as the University of Cincinnati. And as you can see by some of the information that's been provided on the screen here is that I was the OCMA president back in 1985 and 86, and have obviously a lot of experience in city management and city administration. So looking forward to working with you on this.
So just to briefly recap on agenda this evening, want to introduce our team, talk a little bit about our approach and how we'll engage the community and stakeholders, talk a little bit about our implementation focus and what this means for a strategic plan like yours, and a sneak peek at the council retreat. Beyond Tom and myself, we are supported by Jennifer Six, who helps us with community and economic development. She's also a site selection consultant for businesses and incentives, and she brings previous government experience working as a community development director in Cuyahoga Falls, a large similar size community outside Akron, Ohio. My co-founder and principal owner, Ryan Smalley, is an engineer and planner by trade, so he really kind of focuses in on that infrastructure and public works piece. And Jacob Bean is our newest addition, and he is a grad student at Cleveland State University's Urban Planning School. He helps us out processing data, making those cool maps, and making sure everything looks up to snuff. But what I think is important about our team is we have a good mix of consulting experience and strategic planning, and across all realms from master planning, land planning, infrastructure, and economic development, to having some staff on board like Tom and Jen that have sat on your side of the table and understand what it means to lead staff, to organize a budget, to understand that you have finite resources and you have to make some tough decisions each year when it comes to implementing your vision. So a little bit about what we call our 4-phase approach. Our first phase that will take about 3 months is what we call our assessment analysis, and we really lead off with this kickoff retreat to help us do some goal setting and prioritization of those high-level themes in the 5 pillars of your 2022 comprehensive plan. Over the next couple months, we're going to be looking through your procedures, programs, your org charts, your budgets, your staffing, and seeing what other communities are doing that might be a best practice that can be applied to your community. We're also going to be doing a whole bunch, a couple dozen stakeholder interviews, so that'll be staff, department heads, local partners like nonprofits, chambers of commerce, business leaders. That's all part of our process and discovery piece of this project. The strategic framework piece will follow that. Phase 2 is really about setting that mission statement, goals, priorities, measurable objectives, performance metrics, and how do we measure success ultimately. The third phase, August through October, is the implementation strategy. So now we're getting into timelines, milestones, detailed financial planning, staffing, technology needs, increasingly important, who are ultimately the responsible parties that are going to implement these different action items. And also any kind of new programs or tools that might be afforded through federal programs, through Ohio Revised Code, through regional partners like BCFA or others. And the last piece before the end of the calendar year is what we call our monitor and evaluation piece. And that's setting up a living document that you can look back at each month, each quarter, each year, so that council, staff, city manager can all be tracking progress on these different items, and also have a mechanism at the end of a quarter, at the end of a year, to say, hey, do we need to look back and maybe reprioritize, given there might be changes in the marketplace, tax revenue, state law, federal law, all things that might change. We can't predict the future, so we have to have a little bit of flexibility, and we want to bake that into this final piece. So when we talk about stakeholder engagement, the retreat is obviously our kickoff here in February, but we will have meetings of our steering committee, which will be comprised primarily of city staff and department heads, with the opportunity to bring in some external partners as needed to help facilitate the process. They'll meet once across each of the 4 phases. As I mentioned, in the spring, we'll be doing about 24 estimated interviews with stakeholders. We will come back to you guys at the end of the year as a legislative body for formal approvals, and whether that takes 1 meeting or several to work through the final document. I just want to again reiterate our emphasis on implementation. What you see here on the screen is just a very high-level summary of the Butler County Finance Authority's strategic plan we prepared a couple of years ago. Joshua Smith's done great work with that, and he's up and running. And this was just really an opportunity to say, hey, what do we want to do in the first 6 months? What do we want to do in months 7 through 24, and then years 3 to 5? Yours is a 3 to 5 year vision here, so we're really trying to start with that comprehensive plan, see what's still relevant there, what needs to be moved to the top, and then have an orderly mechanism for implementing and tracking. And just another example here for the city of Madera, where we did a comprehensive plan actually twice for them, and they brought in over $10 million in grant funding. This is a sample of how they had 4 pillars in their community. They picked 2 top priorities thematically each year, and they kind of worked towards those goals, and it helped them stay on track. And it was something Planning Commission and Council reviewed, in addition to the city manager and assistant city manager. So I'm just going to let Tom speak a little bit about what's in store, as he is a talented facilitator and has done this for 40 years worth of councils. So he's been through this process a lot.
Thank you, Emil. So you've all received a copy of the agenda, and so the first day on Friday, we're going to use the comprehensive plan and those pillars that were identified as the focus areas for identifying goals and a prioritization. As Emil pointed out, as a former city manager, I used to conduct our council retreats with the city councils and use a process called the nominal group technique. It is structured, but it allows for a lot of flexibility in eventually the goal-setting process and the prioritization process. So we'll start off very structured, and then there'll be some opportunity for, I'll just call it free flow of dialogue. And this will give everybody a chance to be involved in the process, and again, also come out of it with, there's a quantifiable method to this to identify goals and priorities. So we'll use that process, and there may be a little bit of deviation as we see how things are developing with the discussion. But we'll try to use the existing agenda as our focal point for those focus areas, and get through the first day in that regard. So as that, and again, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this probably several times over the weekend, and we really thank you for the opportunity to do this. We're really looking forward to it. This is going to be a terrific project, and we've got a lot of. I think we've got a lot of good energy that we can provide a terrific product for you.
Thanks, Tom. And I just want to stress that, that first day is going to be going through each of those 5 to 6 pillars that were in the comprehensive plan and implementation matrix, and achieving priorities in each of the respective categories. And that day 2, we're really going to come together and say, hey, we have these short lists of priorities in each of those 6 categories. Now we want to look across all categories and see what really jumps to the top citywide. And we understand that some of these categories, there's overlap in different themes. So this is an opportunity where we have some different shred exercises to actually look at this spatially on some maps and also share some new programs and opportunities that are being developed state, federal, and regional levels. So we think forward about new opportunities that might not be in the comprehensive plan. So I'd encourage you all to take a look at that homework between now and the retreat if you haven't. Come with any ideas. This is an open-ended process, so we'll start big, we'll cast a wide net, and then we'll filter down as we go based on consensus and things like staff capacity, budgets, state law, those type of things. And with that, I welcome any questions from the group, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you. Do we have any questions or comments from council? Well, it looks fantastic. Thank you so much for your work. Thank you for coming here tonight.
Thank you.
We're looking forward to it.
So thank you
Look
for
forward.
inviting us. We'll look forward to seeing you on Friday morning.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you both. Next on our agenda is citizen comments, but we have received 0 citizen comments, so we are complete with that. So then next on the agenda would be our council comments. And we will begin to my left with Council Member Lawley, followed by Vice Mayor Carter, and then to my right with Council Member West, followed by Council Member Mulligan. Thank you so much, and I will speak last. Mr. Lawley.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I want to say congratulations and a job well done to the Middletown Division of Fire. It does me great, gives me a great feeling when I see the Division of Fire, you know, helping people and being successful out in the EMS and fire arena because, you know, they on a moment's notice, you go from 0 to 80 miles per hour and your heart rate, you know, just jumps up when you're presented with a situation like that. But our members of the Division of Fire and the Division of Police in those situations are very well prepared, and tonight was a result thereof. So hats off to the Fire Department, Chief Wright and his team. Secondly, I'm excited about the strategic plan that we're going to embark on this weekend. I can promise the citizens of Middletown this, is that we will go in there with the sleeves rolled up and get into a position where we will be on our way to making sure we implement good, strong leadership for Middletown. And we will do this through developing a strategic plan that addresses issues in Middletown and where we can thrive. We will meet head on with the pillars of the past comprehensive plan. We will talk about neighborhoods, as you've seen on the slide. We'll talk about how we can better our infrastructure. We'll talk about public health and safety. We'll talk about a thriving economy and how we work to build our economy, because that's where we have to be very successful. Because when we get a thriving economy and we increase our income taxes, and then we're able to do things in the city, but then also we put businesses in Middletown in a position that they are able to make money. And so I think it's incumbent upon all of us, you know, to take this seriously, and I promise the citizens of Middletown we will. And I'm very much a big proponent of strategic plans. I can tell you this, in 2014, Middletown went through some pretty bad times. Our police department lost 15 personnel. The fire department lost about 15 to 16 personnel. I can tell you in the fire department in 2014, we were down from 92 personnel when I was hired in 1989 to 64 total personnel. In 2015, we embarked on a strategic plan, and we set a strategic plan in place. And I can tell you what you saw today, for example, was a result of strong and what strategic plans can do. We built 4 fire stations. We wouldn't have been able to do that if we did not have a strong strategic plan in place. So those are some of the things that a strategic plan can do. I'm sure the other departments will be able to tell you the same thing in some strategic planning they've done. But it's time we looked at the city as a whole, and we've got some exciting things ready to go in the city. But we need a plan, we need a strategy. Council needs to set the strategy, and then we need to turn it over to City Manager Combs and her staff to implement it. So that's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Lally. Mrs. Carter.
Good evening, Middletown. I just want to thank our first responders. I think they do a great job, and it makes me proud to know that they're right there taking care of us.
Thank you, Mrs. Carter. Mr. West.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to echo Mr. Lawley's thoughts on the strategic planning session that we have coming up with Envision. Look forward to collaborating with them later this week. And likewise, I'd like to congratulate Chief Wright and the entire Middletown Fire Department for everything that they do for the community, and especially I'd like to call out, the dispatch. Those moments as crews respond, those are key, especially in a cardiac moment. And I'd like to thank Atrium for taking the time to recognize and honor, first responders when those things happen. And one other thing, Chief Wright, if you could tell Narker that is one haircut, man. That thing's built for aerodynamics. I enjoyed it. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. West. Mr. Mulligan.
Thank you, Mayor. I add my congratulations to the fire staff and to dispatch. The care and professionalism that they provide on a daily basis is evident to me, and of course very tangible in saving the life of Mr. Tankersley. So congratulations and thank you all for your service. I did separately have an opportunity to attend the annual meeting for the OKI, Council of Regional Governments. It was a lunch today in Cincinnati, so I'm returning as the council liaison with just a brief update. For residents, OKI may not mean much, but it is an organization that's been around for a couple of decades. Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana Regional Council of Governments. So I gathered with many township trustees, city council members, staff members from various cities and townships. The guest speaker was Congressman Dave Taylor, and he represents the 2nd District in the state of Ohio, represents the 2nd District in Congress. And he reported with an update that they are investigating feasibility for an interstate that would serve his district, more the southeastern part of Ohio. So that's the genesis of where those ideas come from, and that's how interstates get built. More locally, OKI played a role in our Central Avenue enhancements in the streetscaping that was done several years ago, but that's a years-long process to get the grant funding and the planning and ultimately the work that gets done laying the pavement. So that's the role that OKI plays. We also had a keynote address from Larry Crowder, and he is the CEO of Cincinnati International Airport, and it reaffirmed his talk today. Talked about the improvements that are going to be made at CVG, but also in his talks he mentioned that while the passenger travel will be incremental growth, the real growth at CVG with 16,000 jobs there. It is like a small city unto itself, over 7,000 acres. There's potential for more growth and more employment with DHL and Amazon. And happy to report there's the $300 million investment from GHL, and it reaffirms what we're doing locally with Butler Tech and our aviation program. But there certainly are jobs in maintenance, repair, and overhaul, and mechanical work for aircraft. So I just wanted to bring that home and report back to council to say that the things that we do here in Middletown in providing a good opportunities for workforce development certainly will pay dividends in the region. But thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Mulligan. That was wonderful. Yes, OKI is such a wonderful organization doing so much for the tri-state, Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. And I'm pleased that you will be the liaison. That's wonderful. I did want to also congratulate our fire department. Seeing them do their work is life-changing. Really, it has been for me whenever I get to ride along with our police, whenever I get to ride along with our firefighters. I am moved and very much impressed. So I also want to, bless you, I also want to just offer my gratitude for everything you do every day. And again, like Mr. West was saying, Mrs. Brittany was just incredible. I believe her name was Brittany. Is that correct? Thank you. That moment, I'm just so grateful for the work that everybody does. So thank you so much. I would like to go ahead and also talk again always about what our community does each and every day for each other and the things that we do in the community to keep the community alive, places to go, people to see for our residents, and a little bit about what we're doing. So for those of you, again, who are interested in viewing the CMC Properties proposal for the Manchester site in downtown, please do visit our website at City of Middletown and scroll down to the latest news on the homepage and click on City Projects. From there, you'll want to go to Downtown Refresh, scroll down, and then go to Downtown Refresh Documents. And once you click on that, if you scroll all the way down, you'll see the link for the Manchester CMC Properties RFQ. And I do recommend reading that entire proposal so you can get an idea of what we're looking at. Also, as we discussed during our presentation, the City Council, like I said, just want to reiterate, we will have that work session this Friday and Saturday, August 20th and 21st at Houston Woods for the strategic planning session. Also this Saturday, February 21st, is an event called Too Good to Toss. It's a community resale market located at the Windermere at 2 South Main Street in beautiful and historic downtown Middletown. The event begins at 10 a.m. and closes at 3 p.m. And for more information, you can visit downtownmiddletown.org. Later that night, this Saturday, February 21st, you can attend Signs of Life, the Pink Floyd Experience. Located at the beautiful and historic Sorg Opera House, this show delivers the music, emotion, and energy of a true Pink Floyd concert, with 8 standout musicians and a production team focused on creating a rich and immersive sound. The show pulls you in and keeps you there. It feels big, it feels alive, and it feels like Pink Floyd. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit sorgoperahouse.org. And then I have a couple save the dates. Please do save the date for the very popular Girl Scout Cookie Walk hosted by DMI, Downtown Middletown, Inc. The event takes place Saturday, March 7th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. This is a great way to support local business and have fun. For more information, please visit downtownmiddletown.org. And that same evening, Saturday, March 7th, please save the date for Bourbon and Barbecue, located at the Event Center of Middletown, presented in partnership with the Middletown Rotary. Beginning at 6 p.m. and ending at 9 p.m., get ready for an evening of smoky flavors and smooth spirits. For more information, including ticket prices, please visit cityofmiddletown.org. As a reminder, the City of Middletown accepts applications for our boards and commissions throughout the year, so if there is something that you have an interest in and you'd like to give back to your city in this way, please do submit your application. To learn more, please visit the city website at cityofmiddletown.org. And then, lastly, and as always, there are many ways to get involved with your community and give back. Join a board or commission, run for office, apply for a job with the city, volunteer at the hospital, pick up trash in your neighborhood or park, plant a garden in your yard, smile at a neighbor, find joy and satisfaction for a job well done in whatever work you do, or just have a positive and giving attitude. Find something that you can do regularly and give back. We are all connected and we are all in this together. The care of our city is an adventure in which we all get to share. That's all for me tonight, and this concludes our council comments. Next on the agenda is the City Manager report. City Manager Ms. Ashley Combs, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. So we have a couple of other presentations this evening. So first I'd like to have up first is Troy Anderton, our Information Systems Director. He's going to give a brief presentation on the .gov domain migration.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. We are coming tonight asking for approval to submit a grant to move the cityofmiddletown.org domain to a .gov domain. And you may wonder, why would we want to do that? Well, there's a lot of things that come with that. Some of it is trust and legitimacy. Only the federal government can issue .gov domains, so you can't just go out and buy one. Fraud prevention. 15% increase in government impersonation attempts. So they do what's called cyber squatting. They hope you type the name wrong, and next thing you know, there you are. Well, it's very difficult to do with a .gov because they can't buy everything around your name. Also built in cybersecurity. So by accepting the grant, we take on scans, both external scans, and we work with the state of Ohio through their cybersecurity team to work with them. They're all free services that are enacted by us by taking the grant. Some of the eligible expenses that we're looking to get recovered is obviously there's a lot of work in the domain migration for things like email, website updates, consulting. We have a lot of security that have just been in place that we might have to change due to the .gov change. We need to tell people about it. It's something that they need to know that we're here, we're back, and we're as secure as we can be, and that anybody can be. So by moving to that I cannot say that, .gov domain, just again lets them know that we are a government entity and gives them a little more security.
Mr. Anderton, would you please move the microphone down? Thank you.
Can you
Perfect.
hear me now?
Well, it's just for the recording. Thank you.
So some of the requirements for the domain names are on the left. We have not come up with a domain name yet. We have a couple ideas on the right. We are very limited in what we can do. So we could do a Middletown OH. A lot of places will do the city name -OH. So Hamilton has done Hamilton -OH. We could do Middletown -OH. We could do Middletown, Ohio. We could do City of Middletown, Ohio.gov. So really, we don't really need to have that name until March 13th is which the application deadline. That's when I will let them know what domain it is that we have chosen to move forward with. We can decide that between now and then. What we cannot do would be abbreviations, things that we may want. Again, it's got to be your city name. You can use the city of, if you like, but again, we'd like to keep those shorter because every email address you don't want, it's already gotten kind of long, so we want to keep the domains as short as possible. And just to recap the request, the grant total is $9,500 max with a 20% match. We have not calculated all the cost yet to do the migration. We're in process of doing that now, pending your approval. We do not think we'll be near $9,500, but there's a lot of things that say cityofmiddletown.org. Police cruisers, brand new police cruisers may have that domain on the back of them, things of that nature. So business cards, just a lot of expenses that you don't think of with the migration. It is going to be a migration. It will not be just a straight cut, so we would still listen to the cityofmiddletown.org emails and websites. You would just get then automatically converted over to the .gov after you hit enter. So that's all we have. Any questions about that?
Any questions or comments from council?
I think it's a good deal. Thanks for your work on this.
Thank you. And there is no cost for us to get the domain as well, so it's just a match. So any expenses we incur, we're just looking to recover, but there is no cost ongoing for any of the services that come with the grant. So.
I did have a question about how long this might take, because it sounds like we would be able to use the .org while we're implementing the .gov. How long do you expect the whole migration would take?
Well, I think that depends on us, how tolerant we are to change, right? So again, that's on the citizen, not the citizen, but staff, you as well, to get that out there that, hey, my new email is this. So again, I expect a hard cut 2027.
Okay.
And we'll listen through City of Middletown or get everybody timed to learn that, know that, and then in 27, then we'll just stop the City of Middletown. We'll still own it and not get rid of it, of course, but just stop using it as our primary domain and still just listen to it as a secondary just to catch things that come in.
And given what you just said about, business cards and all those little things that you don't think about, from what you've looked at and investigated, it sounds like you said we might not even need the whole 95, but perhaps. Okay.
That's just something we need to reach out and say, what do we want to apply for the grant? What is reimbursable? We're going through that right now in this period. So.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Any other questions or comments? All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Anderton.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to welcome up Kate Morrow for the Middletown Arts Center presentation.
Just please do adjust the microphone, speak directly into it. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but
Oh, okay.
it's helpful for the recording.
Okay. Hi. Thank you, Council, Mayor, and City Manager, for having me here tonight. I could put my glasses on. I'm just going to start right in with the good stuff. Last year, you all helped us create a lot of momentum with your investment. You invested $45,000 in the Middletown Arts Center, making that the beginning of our municipal partnership. And, we pretty much doubled our number of visitors. You invested in momentum and we delivered. So we're really excited about that. We doubled our reach in 1 year, which is pretty tremendous. In 2025, we launched our annual event series, and we grew from 7,000 to 14,500 visitors in just 1 year. That kind of growth doesn't just happen by accident. It happens because there's demand, there's strategy, and there's community support. Our vision was simple but ambitious. We wanted to bring just more free, vibrant art experiences to the heart of downtown. And your partnership helped make that a reality. I thought about talking a lot about all of these different events, but I think what would really encapsulate it more is just a short 1-minute video. So if you don't mind, I wanted to show that to you. I'm going to start that. I was hoping a video would show a little bit more about, our community just enjoying these events. They're activating downtown 12 months a year. They bring people downtown daily in the evenings and on weekends, drawing regional visitors to Middletown throughout the year. And that growth is rooted in our mission, which is education, exhibition, and community outreach. There's a lot of exciting revitalization happening in downtown Middletown, and we are really thrilled to be right at the center of it. With the $15 million investment in downtown by the city, county, and the community foundation, that's a really amazing commitment to Middletown's future. But revitalization requires more than just buildings. It requires people and events and reasons to come down consistently. And the MAC is part of that growing, walkable arts district. We provide activation 12 months a year, not just for a weekend festival or a limited event. We've got 30+ annual events all year long and educational programming, bringing residents, downtown all year. Your support would strengthen the infrastructure of downtown. The MAC strengthens its heartbeat. Our education, by the numbers, we have over 2,200 hours of educational programming a year. That's instructed annually by and employed by over 35 local art educators. So we have 35 teachers that teach with us every year. We invest back into the local economy by paying our working artists, our instructors, and providing artists an opportunity to sell their work. And this supports the creative workforce, keeping our residents engaged downtown. Basically, we connect people with art, all ages and all abilities. Our our exhibitions are free and open to the public, ensuring that everybody has equitable access to the arts and culture in downtown Middletown. Our free events not only have art, but they've got live music and free food and drinks for people to enjoy. We host more than 20 exhibitions annually and exhibit over 600 artists. And that impact actually extends beyond our walls too. We have tens of thousands of residents and visitors that engage with art across the city. We have several satellite exhibit locations with our community partners. We were especially proud to bring back our satellite exhibit right here in the city building on the 2nd floor this year, and we hope you all have been enjoying that. We partner with over 50 regional organizations to ensure access to the arts. So over 50, and that number is actually growing. That's probably larger now. Over 1,000 individuals are served annually through free programming. So that's completely free, all reported as economically disadvantaged. So what have we done so far just this year in 2026? Just this month alone, we've welcomed about 200 elementary students for field trips and art making activities. We've hosted lots of teenagers too from a couple of different high schools, our free teen art club that meets twice a week. We had more than 300 students and families attend a recent Middletown City Schools and Tomorrow's Artist Today teen art openings. Last week, the center was very loud with a teen grunge rock band from Butler Tech performing at our Craft and Crush Valentine's event. These programs really just create needed free opportunities and safe places for teens to be able to connect and ensure that art is for everyone. So one important thing to know is that this growth is sustained. It's not just a one-time, one-year spike. Over the past 5 years, we've demonstrated growth in all of these areas. So when you're investing in us, you're investing in a nonprofit that has solid footing. Every dollar invested in the MAC circulates directly through local artists, instructors, staff, and partners, and we're an investment that continues to have a positive economic impact within our community. We are requesting, our partnership funding request is $54,000, which maintains our 10% partnership. Our operating budget's grown substantially to accommodate the operational infrastructure, so this sort of scales with that. We, have a board of governors that oversees all of our fiscal and strategic planning, so that is in place. For nearly 70 years, the MAC has been part of the city's identity, and we're building on that legacy with real growth. And we just respectfully request your annual support. So, do you have any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Morrow. Any questions or comments from council at this time?
Kate, I just want to say thank you. The MAC is, amazing, and like you said, with a lot of the proposed changes downtown, you're right. I mean, you're in the perfect spot. So this is, it's important. The art centers, big fan. The number of events that you do is pretty astounding, and so I can only speak for myself, but I would support.
I'm going to echo that too. I think of, the support we give financially to organizations. This is probably one that we do that truly is really for the good of the community, where everybody actually can use and be a part of. Myself, I can't draw a stick man, but
we can
I
teach
tried. I did take part a few years ago in the fundraiser where I did a painting that was sold at the Middletown Arts Center annual, and I did draw in $750 $50 for the drawing I did with the help of Peggy Trimble. I think Peggy did most of it. I think the police drawing got $1.45. Don't tell Chief Muterspaw I said that. He drew his dog, and it was pretty good. I did the drawing of the fire at the Rucker building, and the only reason why mine got most money is because my sister bought it. Sisterly love there.
We should bring
But-
ginger to all of the
Yeah,
act.
but it's incredible, like Councilman West said, of everything you do up there, from doing education stuff, things adults can do, getting people downtown. I think City Manager Combs, the funds that we normally take this out of, how are we looking?
You're looking very good. So it's the Civic Development Fund, and we have approximately 173,000 in there.
Okay. You know, I have no problem supporting this 100%.
Any other comments or questions from council?
No, it's all very positive. I guess I look at it more globally in the sense, if there's a way to capture all requesting organizations that would be part of that fund. I mean, I don't like to have city council being a foundation. I mean, we're not in the business of, I mean, we are in a way indirectly supporting nonprofits, but I wanted to bring this up at the retreat, but now your request sort of makes it important tonight. But if there's a way that we can structure this so that, you know, city council is not necessarily on the front lines of evaluating the worthy, and there's no question that MAC is worthy of support from the community. The question is whether it's always the role and function of a city council or city government to underwrite the great work that you're doing. That's a question, because I wouldn't want, you know, while the balance sheet is strong now, I wouldn't want it to be counted upon if there's a recession happens and we're not able to be generous in our support. So I support it, but it was a little bit of caution. So I'd rather have it as part of a broader discussion about what council and what staff is going to do to support various nonprofits.
I might add that, if I may, that the MAC is a little bit unique from other nonprofits in that municipal support of the arts and the arts centers is widely spread. So that's maybe a little bit different than other nonprofit support. If you look across the state and across the country, that it's very common practice for municipalities to support their local art centers. Sometimes it's even built into the Parks and Rec department, but if they're not, that you know, a 10% support is not unheard of, and it is common practice. So, if that helps.
Thank you for that. Would you like to chime in? At this point, I would also like to say just thank you so much. I think you know that I'm a big fan of our Middletown Art Center, having taken classes there all my life, my sisters and I, since we were children at the Children's Youth Workshop, Young Artist Workshop. My father took classes there when he was a young man, excuse me, and I continued even as an adult. What you said tonight that was especially salient to me was how you provide needed opportunities, needed free opportunities, and safe spaces for our teens to connect. That's one of the biggest things our residents say, is that we need things for the youth, for the young ones, but also for the teens, especially for the teens. So I really appreciate that. I'd love to find even more out about that and learn more. So thank you so much. If there's nothing else, then we will continue.
So how are we going to proceed with this? Do we want to direct staff to bring us legislation to fund?
So what I would say is what we've done in the past is have some kind of documentation or, you know, partnership agreement that we would put together for council's consideration.
Okay.
Great. Yeah.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
That's all from me. Thank you.
All right, that's all for Ms. Combs. Thank you so much, Ms. Combs. So next on the agenda this evening is the consent agenda. And while the consent agenda is generally for consensus items, do any council members wish to remove anything from the consent agenda this evening and move it to the motion agenda?
No.
All right, seeing none, we will continue. Mrs. Skank, please present the consent agenda.
For your consideration this evening, we have the approval of the City Council minutes of February 3rd, 2026. To receive and file the Board and Commission minutes of the Cemetery Board, July 16th and October 15th, 2025. The Planning Commission minutes of October 8th and November 12th, 2025. The Architectural Review Board of September 30th, 2025. And the Board of Health minutes of January 13th, 2026. To confirm the conditional appointment of Tavion Crosby to position of Patrol Officer in the Department of Public Safety, Division of Police. To confirm the conditional appointment of Luke Modesto to the position of Economic Development Program Manager in the Community and Economic Development Department. To receive and file an oath of office for James Faulkner and approve the final plat of Renaissance Section 13.
Thank you, Mrs. Skank. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to accept the consent agenda. We will proceed to vote. Mrs. Skank, please call the roll.
Mr. Mulligan.
Yes.
Mayor Slamka.
Yes.
Mr. Lawley.
Yes.
Mrs. Carter. Mr. West.
Yes.
The yeses have it, and the consent agenda is approved. The next agenda item is the motion agenda. We have two items this evening. Mrs. Skank, please present item A of the motion agenda.
To approve the purchase of a 2026 CAT 42007A backhoe loader and hammer attachment from Ohio CAT in the amount of $159,000 for the Water Distribution Division.
Thank you, Mrs. Skank. Do I have a motion to approve item A, to approve the purchase of a backhoe loader and hammer attachment for the Water Distribution Division in the amount of $159,000?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Having been properly moved and seconded, is there any discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed to vote. Mrs. Skank, please call the roll.
Mayor Slamka.
Yes.
Mr. Lawley.
Yes.
Mrs. Carter. Mr. West.
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan.
Yes.
Yeses have it, and the motion passes. Mrs. Skank, please present item B of the motion agenda.
To approve applying for and accepting the Round 3.gov domain migration grant from the Department of Homeland Security and the State and Local Cybersecurity Grant Program. The grant will award up to $9,500 with a 20% match to cover costs associated with migrating to a .gov domain.
Thank you. Ms. Combs, the staff report, please. Forgive me.
I have nothing further to add unless you had more questions for Mr. Anderton.
Any other further questions at this time? No. All right, thank you very much. And do I have a motion to approve item B, to approve applying for and accepting the Round 3.gov domain migration grant, awarding up to $9,500 with a 20% match to cover associated costs with migration from a .com to a .gov domain for the city?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Having been properly moved and seconded, is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. Mrs. Skank, please call the roll.
Mr. Lawley.
Yes.
Mrs. Carter. Mr. West.
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan.
Yes.
Mayor Slamka.
Yes. The yeses have it, and the motion passes. This concludes the motion agenda. The next item on the agenda this evening is legislation. We have 4 items of legislation this evening. Law Director, Mr. Alex Ewing, the legislation, please.
Item number 1, ordinance number O2026-06, an ordinance providing for the issuance and sale of notes in the maximum principal amount of $4,950,000 in anticipation of the issuance of bonds for the purpose of paying the costs of the acquisition by the city of approximately 30 acres of real property along Union Road and State Route 122 for a multi-use development, demolition of existing structures, and the design, engineering, and construction of public infrastructure, including but not limited to water, sanitary sewer, and storm sewer utilities, roads, traffic signals and controls, curbs, gutters, intersections, sidewalks, lighting, and related infrastructure, together with all necessary appurtenances thereto, all in support of economic development and job creation within the city. Second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Ewing. Ms. Combs, do you have anything to add?
I do not. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Combs. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
Motion?
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, we will proceed to vote. Mrs. Skank, please call the roll.
Mrs. Carter? Yes. Mr. West?
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mayor Slanka?
Yes.
Mr. Lawley?
Yes.
The yeses have it, and the legislation passes. Mr. Ewing, the next item, please.
Item number 2, ordinance number O 2026-07, an ordinance approving the revised final development plan for the Havenwood Plan Development on Town Boulevard. First reading.
Thank you. Ms. Combs, the staff report, please.
I have nothing further to add from the public hearing. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Combs. As this is a first reading, there is no action to be taken at this time. However, is there any discussion from council? All right. Hearing none, we will proceed. Mr. Ewing, the next item, please.
Item number 3, resolution R 2026-02, a resolution approving and adopting the Middletown Historic Preservation and Revitalization Plan. First reading.
Thank you. Ms. Combs, the staff report, please.
Yes, so this is to seek City Council approval for the updated Historic Preservation Plan following Historic Commission's approval. The proposed final draft of the Historic Preservation Plan updates the original 1980 plan. It includes 6 chapters addressing the importance of historic preservation, outlines Middletown's historic landmarks and districts, provides guidelines, and showcases the city's architectural styles. It also features an implementation plan and resources for the city and property owners. Public input was gathered during a 2-week comment period from April 3rd to April 17th, 2025, resulting in 39 comments that were incorporated into the plan. On September 19th, 2025, the Historic Commission approved the draft plan. Approval from City Council is needed for that plan to take into effect.
Thank you, Ms. Combs. As this is a first reading, there is no action to be taken at this time. However, is there any discussion from council? All right, seeing none, we will continue. Mr. Ewing, the last item, please.
Item number 4, ordinance number O 2026-08, an ordinance amending the effective date of the 2026 water rates and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Ms. Combs, the staff report, please.
In October 2023, the City Council approved legislation to establish water and sewer rates for a 5-year period from 2024 to 2028. This decision followed a water and sewer rate study, which was conducted to anticipate increases in operational costs and capital investment requirements. The findings and recommendations from that study were presented at a special council meeting on August 15, 2023. The overall rate structure was adjusted in 2024. Additionally, rate increases for the years 2025 to 2028 were approved as follows. 2025, for water, a 15% increase, sewer 0%. 2026, a 15% water increase, 0% for sewer. 2027, water was 7%, with sewer being 4%. In 2028, water was 7%, with sewer being 4%. Staff is proposing to delay the 15% increase scheduled for 2026 by 6 months due to the utility billing issues stemming from the cybersecurity incident. This delay will give customers the opportunity to catch up on back payments from August 2025 before the 2026 rates take effect. The financial impact is that the 15% rate increase is expected to generate an additional $2,214,981 in 2026. If delayed, that would reduce by half. Staff will adjust the future capital investment budgeting based on the revenue reduction. This is emergency legislation because this will need to take effect immediately before the annual utility rates increase for the February billing cycle.
Thank you very much, Ms. Combs. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second?
It has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? I had some questions. I was wondering, because we're doing this because of the cyber incident, and we have the grace period of the cyber incident until the end of August, I'm wondering, would it work for staff? Could we extend this to the end of August and start in September? Would that work? Or is there an issue for capital improvements? Mr. Scott Tadich of Public Works, thank you.
So it may be more of a question for finance, but so the rate changes are a month behind anyways. Mm-hmm. So realistically, they might not see it until August. We can confirm that. I mean, if we have to adjust it again, we can, of course. But I think it's almost going to end up happening simultaneously anyways with the 6 months delay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And that's my only question at this time.
Okay, thank you.
And just so people understand, a point of clarification here. This rate increase was voted in August of 2023. This rate increase has nothing to do with the cyber attack. What the mayor said was, because of the cyber attack, we're pushing out when we'll impose the rate increase. And I think that's a good thing for people to understand. I think we're doing the right thing. But once again, this rate increase, because of, and Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, you know, we're looking at the $235 million sewer
Right,
mandate
there's
we've
lots
got
of
to
capital
do.
needs.
And
So for
yeah.
example, we're building a close to $9+ million water tank right now to upgrade our system, along with the improvements in the well field at the treatment plant, water main jobs or water main replacement jobs constantly. As you saw the last couple weeks, that's been an issue. So it's all related to that investment to our infrastructure, both on the water and the sewer side.
Correct. So, and I just wanted to make sure people understand this has nothing to do with the cyber attack at all.
Yeah, thank you for that clarification. The extension was because we wanted to give that grace period. So thank you for clarifying that. And yes, it does say that this is because of an increase in operational cost and capital improvement costs. There we have to do it. So
Maintain our infrastructure.
right, to maintain our infrastructure, which we all want.
Right. We don't want to end up like Flint, Michigan, folks.
Exactly.
All right. Any other comments or questions at this time? Thank you so much, Mr. Tadich. Okay, we will now proceed to vote. Mrs. Skank, please call the roll.
Mr. West?
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mayor Slanka?
Yes.
Mr. Lawley?
Yes.
Mrs. Carter?
The yeses have it, and the legislation passes. This concludes the legislation for the evening. The next item on the agenda is unfinished business. Do any council members have anything under unfinished business that they would like to present? All right. Seeing none, that concludes unfinished business. The next item on the agenda is new business. Do any council members have any new business they would like to present this evening? Seeing none, that concludes our new business as well. So the next item on the agenda is executive session. Do I hear a motion to move to executive session under the authority of ORC 121.22G1 to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official?
Motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
It has been properly moved and seconded to move to executive session. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed to vote. Mrs. Skank, please call the roll.
Mr. Mulligan?
Yes.
Mayor Slanka?
Yes.
Mr. Lawley?
Yes.
Mrs. Carter? Mr. West?
Yes.
The yeses have it, and the motion passes. Council will now move to executive session.